Hello, my name is TBybee, and I sent a weather balloon to space. I sent it off from land and recorded everything from takeoff to landing. I compare myself to this weather balloon due to the fact that it's full of science and exploration. I myself am full of science and exploration as well. I sent this off in December of 2010 by going on eBay, buying all the information I needed, the balloon, the cameras, the video cameras, and the GPS, and put it all together, along with all the information I could find on the internet on how to send it off and retrieve it. Actually, it was more of a project between myself and the exploration that I have, that I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, to find out what was above the clouds, where balloons went, what happened to them after they lifted off. Throughout the years, I've probably put 1,000 different messages on balloons and sent them off with an email address or either my address, and wanted to see if information would ever come back to me, which I never ever got one back. So throughout the year 2010, I figured out how to send this up, what to fill it up with, what information I needed to find out what direction it was going to go, and try to figure out how far it was going to go. The balloon needed to be filled with helium. Helium was too expensive at the time and probably not be able to be found, so instead I filled it with hydrogen. Hydrogen is more of an explosive type. Some people say, somewhat kind of like my attitude is explosive, but in none of the sense. We went to Alabama at a Best Buy, or at a Bass Pro Shops parking lot over in Spanish Fort. Real quick, like, we set it up, filled it up, sent it off, and just watched it go off into the distance. The only way we were able to track it was to look at it on the computer and see exactly where it was at the time. At 60,000 feet, the temperature and the whole environment changes. Temperatures at 60,000 feet are negative 60 degrees. That's twice as high as an airplane flies. At that time also, the winds cut down. There's hardly any wind, so the direction that the balloon leaves our atmosphere, from our atmosphere, and enters the stratosphere, which is not really space, but near space, that balloon stays on that direction. The winds change, temperature changes, and then the atmospheric pressure changes as well, which causes the balloon to expand, and by that, the balloon will eventually pop. The higher it goes, the less atmospheric pressure it has, and eventually your balloon will pop and come back to the ground. I attached a parachute onto this balloon, as well as a video camera, which you can see the video here, and a camera that I actually take a picture every 5 seconds. Placed it into a payload, attached it to the balloons with a parachute, and then let it go. Through the University of Wisconsin, I was able to see exactly what direction this balloon was going to go, and see exactly at each atmospheric pressure what direction it was going to go when it may pop. The balloon travel time was about 2.5 hours. It took from noon from the time we launched it to about 6:30 p.m. to actually retrieve it, due to the fact that the FAA won't allow you to broadcast any GPS coordinates above 60,000 feet. I feel this is a very interesting thing to me because my life has always been dealing with hobbies, science, everything else you could think of to do with space and astronauts. I compare myself to a weather balloon probably basically because I like to explore, I like to go places. I think it's a perfect idea, to see, the outer limits, and to see things that nobody else has ever seen, and to go places that no one else has ever gone. This has been to space, or near space, and I am TBybee, and I compare myself to a weather balloon.